Do what? Skinny mini.
Trying.
Thanks.
We have about 30 seconds.
10, 9, 8.
It's 6 o'clock, and we'll call this meeting to order. Rob, call the roll, please.
Ms. Least.
Here.
Mrs. Sweet.
Here.
Mr. Bear.
Here.
Mr. Whitaker.
Here.
Mr. Avery. Mr. Hannah.
Here.
Council does have a quorum. Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And welcome, everyone. This is the regular session of the Enon Village Council. This is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. Additions to our agenda this evening.
I'd like to ask for an executive session for appointments for the committee consideration.
Okay, Mr. Hannah. Any other additions? You want to do a motion to excuse Mr. Avery?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
That motion does pass. We'll look at the minutes from the...
I'd like to make an additional motion. With the situation that we find with Mr. Avery, not particularly today, but I know each person on council, there's requirements that you meet so many of the meetings, and council itself has discussed the whole situation, and I'd like to make a motion that we, as a general statement, that we excuse Mr. Avery from the meetings and from the regulation about how many meetings he could miss because of his ongoing condition.
So moved. I don't have any issue with that.
I'll second.
And call the roll, please.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
That motion is approved. Thank you, Mr. Hannah. Minutes from the Tuesday, March 11th, 2025 council meeting. Those have been presented to you, and if you're satisfied with those minutes, I would ask for a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Those minutes are approved as presented. Rob, I'll turn it over to you for finances.
Sure. No financial statements for you this meeting, but we'll let you know that we have received our first half real estate tax settlement, and that has been posted as of yesterday. And our receipts into the general fund for that were $98,419.80, and into the police levy fund $124,867.10.
I'm sorry, you said 98,000 what?
$98,419.80 to the general fund, and $124,867.10 into the police levy.
Thank you.
Thank you. We had, I believe it was $84.11 in assessments for weeds this time. So last year we had about 7,000. So not quite.
What was that number again?
It was like $84.11.
A big one.
I mean, it was
Okay.
a whopper. So, but that did get posted into the general fund as well. I received word from the Department of the Treasury today that in April we'll have our reporting period for the ARPA money, and so that'll be our last time having to do that.
Saw that.
So it sounds like they're stepping up enforcement on it, but we're able to show that we did encumber that money by the end of the year, and we've actually expended it now, so that's all zeroed out.
Good deal.
Great.
Glad to hear it.
I do have one thing for me. If we could get a motion to allow me to pay out Miranda Perks her remaining vacation time. Her sick time transferred over to the city of Springfield with her taking position there, but she has vacation time to pay out. But the reason I can't do it unilaterally is because she's technically still an employee of the village, since she's gone
Right.
part-time. So she doesn't have any use for that in the book. So if we could have a motion to allow me to pay Miranda Perks out for 32.11 hours of vacation time.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hannah,
Yes.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
And that ends my report unless there's any questions.
Questions for Rob, our fiscal officer?
Thank
Okay.
you, Rob.
Thank you, guys.
Going into communications, I have one item, and Rob, you may have received this as well, and possibly Jeff. This is from the Department of Commerce. We get this every year. This is for liquor license renewals. If there are any, and they will be coming up for renewal June 1st of this year, if we have any issues that pertain to the issuing of a liquor license for an establishment in Enon, now is our time to discuss that and make any type of requests for hearings. I'm not aware of any yet, Jeff. You probably aren't either, but if there's something that we're missing, bring it to our attention and we'll address it.
The only thing we got is the new brewery coming in whenever they decide to do that. Their liquor license. That's the only new one that's coming up.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he already got the license. Maybe not, but in any case, I'm not aware of any issues, so that's good. Any other items of communication? We'll go into staff reports. Kevin, I'll turn it over to you. Good
All right.
evening.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, residents. First item there on the agenda is the new truck that we ordered. I did get an email from the bank today, Nancy, at the bank. She is getting the documents ready to sign hopefully tomorrow, if not on Thursday. So we'll be, she sent everything over to the dealer. It's ready to be picked up. So once the document's signed, we'll go pick it up. So,
Good deal. Great.
then, like I say, the 250 will be cleaning it up and putting that on Gov Deals. So when we get the truck, I'll be taking it to P&R to get the radio put in and four corner strobe lights and get it all ready to go. So
I know we talked about this in the staff meeting. What do we think we can get for the old truck?
it'd be nice if we could get $2,000, but
Okay.
somebody
All right.
said $5,000, and
$5,000?
I'd be
Okay.
pressed to.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if we did, but that's fine. The more the better. But we'll see what happens.
Kevin, can you check into the feasibility of having that Z-bar to see it might be
the
last a
new
little- Okay, yeah. Might give us a little bit more service if we did something like that ahead of time.
Yep, I can do that. Second item there, street lights, street signs, and potholes. I did turn in, so everybody knows, there was 27 street lights that were reported out around town. So I did get those reported into Ohio Edison. So I'm assuming usually to get right on those. So if you're driving around and see anything that's out, let me know and we'll get it reported again. Hopefully it's not the same ones. Hopefully they're getting those fixed. The mayor and myself went out and starting up the street sign program again to fix twisted, leaning signs, anything like that, faded. If anybody sees any, I know there was 9 or 10 on the list that we called in. Oops, so we can get those repaired. But if anybody sees anything else, let me know. An extra set of eyes is good. So. And also on that same line, pothole season right now, so we'll try to find the ones that we can. If you guys are out driving around, let me know. Or if any residents sees any potholes, let me know. So the play equipment, I did start looking through the installation manual, trying to get up a game plan of what we're going to tear down first and put up, things like that. So we're going to try to keep it to a minimum, the best we can, disturbance, for the residents so they can still go out and play. Once we start tearing stuff down, we will snow fence it off, construction fence it off so that nobody can get inside where we're tearing down.
And you've probably already told me this, but do you know where the new stuff, what's coming out and where the new stuff is going to go at this point? Okay.
Yep.
And do you have a time frame for that?
that it has to be completed, or
That you plan to have it completed?
well, I'm hoping if we start here in April, we should be May, probably June, I'd say, time we get it all tore out, weather permitting naturally.
Okay.
But, got new concrete pads poured and stuff put together, things like that. But it should go fairly quick, I'm thinking, so.
Okay.
The grant has to be finished up by December, so. And I'll put something more on Facebook and the website to print pertaining to that too, to see if we can get some help out there once we start putting stuff back together. So
And remember, Speedway has offered
Yes.
manpower, so.
yes. Blood drive is April 30th. Anybody can register online at www.donortime.com. So that's April 30th. Citizen of the Year is, the ceremony will be held Sunday, May 4th at 2 p.m. at the West Enon Church of God, located on 4800 Snyder Road, just right there over by O'Reilly's,
Behind UDF.
behind UDF.
Next
So-
to the railroad tracks.
Next to the railroad tracks.
We didn't know that there's-
So that's Sunday, May 4th at 2 p.m. If anybody's interested in attending, please let Tina know here at the office by April 17th. So we can get you on the list so they know how many
And that's open to anybody.
open to anybody. So they can know how many shrimp to fix and all this other, oh no. Let's see. The vacant lot bids deadline is April the 4th, and we'll be opening those bids at council meeting on the April the 8th. So April the 4th at 4 o'clock is the deadline. We have 5 packets out, only 1 returned. So,
And a lot of people wait to the last minute.
yep. So. I think that's all I have for now.
Thanks, Kevin. Questions for our administrator?
The walkway in the back corner, are we working toward getting that finalized back in the back southwest corner?
On the new project, I'll have to talk to Todd and see where we're at, see what I'd like to get started on, and we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
whatever we need to do.
People start using it in the springtime.
Yeah, yep, whatever we need to do, yep. Okay,
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Kevin.
thank you.
Lieutenant Wise, I'll turn it over to you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. So starting out, there were several factory recalls on the Ford Cruisers that we have. I've got one of them completed, getting them scheduled in to where they can get all of them done relatively quickly. I've got a couple applications in for new hires that we're starting up the background checks on. Both of them seem to be level-headed. One of them's a resident of the village. One's a former deputy. You got a packet in front of you from Flock Safety. It'll be in reference to the Flock cameras, license plate reader cameras that are all over. We had a meeting last week a Zoom meeting with Flock, getting some ideas of where our best locations to put them are if we get them. They are not cheap. We're hoping to get the schools involved with it for school safety, because they can file for grants as well as we can file for grants for the safety of them. What we're looking at is 5 cameras throughout the village. One on Fairfield Pike out by the pump house. One on Main Street here by the cemetery. One across from Enon Elementary, and 2 at Rubber Pike and Enon Xenia. One facing up Rubber Pike and one facing down Enon Xenia. Which those will capture both entrances of the schools. When the administrator from Flock was meeting with us, talking with us, Big thing that they have is for the safety of the residents. Not only are they for finding warrants and wanted persons, but we enter sex offenders in the system. So if we have a sex offender that's driving back and forth by the schools, it notifies the officers and everybody that is on the system. At the very back of the packet, you'll see a map. Enon's right smack in the middle. The green dots are all the law enforcement cameras that are located in this general area. The yellow dots are commercial, like Lowe's, Home Depot. If we get the system, we have access to all those cameras. So if we have somebody that wanders away from their house in the car, we can put the license plate number in, description of the car. If it passes any of these cameras, it's going to notify us where they're at. We have had some success with the flock cameras. We had a missing from South Vienna area, and we located them within, I think it was 10 hours in Indiana, just by tracking them through the flock cameras hitting as they went along. The prices on the cameras are $3,000 a piece. And they've waived the installation fee. And then there's a $3,000 yearly fee for each camera. So if we can get the schools involved with it, hopefully we can do this. One thing they are doing for us is they're going to bring those 5 cameras out, attach them with your guys' approval. They're going to put up the cameras where they're going to be at, and they're going to give us a 60-day trial at no cost to see if they are feasible for us to purchase. And they said if we decide we can't get them, they come out, they take them down, no harm, no foul. There's no village gets no fees for that for the 60 days.
So my thoughts when I was listening to the presentation, and I made it very clear, there's no financial commitment from the village because we don't know where the money would come from. However, it's our hope that there would be enough grant monies out there that we could have access to that would pay for these, if that's the way the village decides to go. But when he offered the opportunity for us to see how they work at no liability, no expense to the village, I told Jeff, I said, see what the council thinks, and maybe we take advantage of that opportunity and see how we like them. Let's see how it works. And if the money's fall in place, then so be it. And if it doesn't look like we can afford them, then, they take them down. So I'm not sure what your thoughts are, but it didn't seem like there was really anything bad that could come out of a deal like that. So
There is. Go ahead.
Besides the location that Lieutenant Weiss spoke of, there's some others in proximity that we might want to talk about privately, and to assure you that there is a pretty good backup system outside the village that will alert the officers in our area ahead of time. So just because we're putting them in the positions that Jeff spoke of, there's quite a net out there around our village that would warn us before the people get down here into town too.
and I was surprised to know that there are that many cameras in existence already.
Yeah, in the immediate area, the township has one on Enon Road at 70, Dayton Road at Black Lane. Just the Dayton Road at Black Lane, we've made 2 arrests, one on felony domestic violence and strangulation, and the other one was a stolen license plate. They hit on the license plate, and we just happened to be close in the area where we could pick him up.
And it's another level of safety for our officers too, to have a little bit of knowledge about who they may be stopping with coming off the interstate. But at this point, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the 60-day trial period and assess where we want to go as our finances get better.
I'll second that.
Is there any further discussion?
I just have two questions. One is, on this map, which cameras did you say we would have access to?
All of them.
All of them that's on
Yeah,
here?
and that's just this a small portion of Ohio. There's cameras all over the United States that we would have access to.
Two additional.
Yep.
And I think he said a 500-mile radius, and then after that you need permission. But it's enormous.
That it's just that we
it's-
send a notification to the Attorney General's office requesting access to them. The Attorney General's office sends it to theirs, and there's usually no trouble with getting access to the cameras. This company is based out of Atlanta, but they have several techs and stuff that live here in Ohio, so everything is over the computer. They would like the opportunity to prepare a demonstration as far as for the council, a Zoom meeting for the council, if that's what you'd like, so you could hear them and have any questions for them to talk to you. We can do that.
Interactive with the cars.
And,
The cars.
Oh, and also the one thing that they did mention is there's no charge, but we can turn and interact those with our in-car cameras, so those in-car cameras become license plate readers. So if you're driving down the road and you're behind a car that it hits on that's a stolen plate, it's going to automatically notify you. Or there's a missing person, or like I say, pretty much anything you can do, as long as you got a description. You don't even have to have a license plate. You can just give a description of the car, a dent in the rear bumper, bumper stickers in the windows, make and model of the car, color of the car. You can enter in the perimeters that you have, and it will track and it will notify you if any vehicles matching that description pop up. I did have success with that here a couple weeks ago. I had a hit skip crash at the Speedway and had a description of the car. Typed it in, had Deputy Baldwin put it in his system, and vehicle popped up, and we got the kid that was driving the car and hit. And so
It's also goes to officer safety too. Absolutely. Can I ask one? I know you had
Cindy,
one more
did you have one
question.
more?
I have
She
one more
did.
Okay,
question.
yeah.
Yes, okay. I was gonna- you may have answered it. So, when you guys are alerted, everything is coming through the computer?
everything's coming through our cell phones.
Through your cell phones? That was-
Yes,
Okay,
so
that's what I
there's-
wanted to know, if it was computer or cell phones.
It will go to both.
Okay,
If we have the computers up in the cars, it'll go to the computer, but it goes through our cellular phones.
Okay.
So pretty much everybody has cell phones anymore. So the one thing that they did stress is that they don't have access to. So when we run a license plate, we get all the driver's information, address, phone number, date of birth, social security number. We get all of that. They do not. All they get is the license plate, just a picture of the license plate in the car, and it sends it to us, and then we have to run it to find the location.
and these are personal cell phones?
Uh-huh.
It was how much per year to
It was
maintain?
so for 5 cameras, it was $15,000 to put them in, and then it's $15,000 a year for continuing. And then if there's damage to any of the cameras or malfunctions, they come out at no cost and fix them.
And do you have, one last question, will you have a list of who has that access?
It'll be basically, it's going to be the officers.
Okay,
When we don't give the access to any.
but you will maintain the list of who?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I don't have any other questions, thanks.
Okay.
I've
At
got
this
a
time,
concern about it going to somebody's private cell, though.
I did mark that down, I'm
It
just,
doesn't save. So it's just basically, all it does is it pops up a picture.
Is it through an app?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
that's what I was thinking, it's probably through an app.
Through the Flock app, and it pops up the picture of the license plate in the vehicle. It takes a close-up picture of the license plate and then
I think that's a
an
problem.
outer, so you can see the actual vehicle.
Any other questions?
Okay.
So we had a motion and a second and discussion. Call the roll.
Mr. Hannah,
Yes.
Ms. Least,
Yes,
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
And we One question, when will we start, when will that trial start?
So they told us that it would be probably, once we get there's a contract in here to sign to send back to them. Once they get that, then they said it'd probably be about 2 or 3 months before they can get the cameras in. And then we would get our 60 days is once that final camera's in, then that 60 days would start at that point in time.
Okay, thank you.
Coffee with the Cops was a success. There wasn't as many people as I'd like to see there, but we had a good time. A lot of turnout from the sheriff's office. The Clark County Park District was there. We had a couple, a family that just moved into the village come down and had questions. I did have one lady that talked to me for quite a while about people rolling stop signs and the fact that her neighbor flipped her off. So,
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
so it was I mean, like I said, we had a good time. The officers had a good time. The kids that were there, they had fun. We had several of our sheriff's office explorers come down to help direct people where they needed to be, where they needed to go. It was all in all a success. With that, I'm looking at doing a touch a truck event probably on a Saturday in either end of April or beginning of May. But I want to get that out so we can get all the fire departments in the area. We have our township or the village new truck coming in, dump trucks from both the village and I'm going to reach out to Ohio State Patrol, see if they can bring their helicopter down and land it in the field
Waste management.
for it. Huh?
Waste management too.
Yep. Tow trucks, any type of vehicle. We got plenty of area down there that we can park vehicles. So the more the merrier.
That's always been a success in the past. It's been years since we've done it, but I know the community, the kids absolutely love it.
I got a call from the Clark County Park District yesterday. They are looking at bringing a training into the area that will cover all of our yearly continuing education hours that we have to do. It's $225 an officer, but they're looking at hopefully bringing it down to about $210 if we can get enough people signed up to do it. But that covers all the training hours that we need, so nobody would have to worry about any of them for the rest of the year. And they're looking at doing that in April. So I do need a motion if we can do the 225, or like I say, they're hoping they bring it down to $210 a person to get those hours.
250 or 225?
225, or hopefully they get it down to 210.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we get enough people, they said it would be brought down, but they said the most it would be was 225 an officer,
How many officers do we have currently?
including myself, 7.
7.
And the couple that you have that you're potentially trying, would they be?
They're going to need training, but I don't know if they'll be here in time to do that. Obviously, yes, if we have them here, I'd like to get them to do that. If it gets to the point where it looks like we're definitely going to hire them, I'd like to involve them, because that way they can. It's a lot of stress trying to figure out when you're going to get all the time hours in, and it's all the different training that we need.
And it happens all at one time.
It happens. It's a 3-day. I want to say it's a 3-day
Yep.
course, but
One
it's
event thing, yeah.
One.
Okay.
One time, and it covers all the hours
Okay.
All the hours for the year.
for the year. Yes.
What was the agency that was doing that? I'm sorry.
It's Clark County Park District.
Park District.
So we'll need a motion and a second for that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Thank you. I did a webinar today it's called Road to Resilience. It's post-traumatic injury, taught by a Santa Barbara, California detective. That is a doctor. She's also a psychiatrist. So it was an interesting webinar. Those are better than computer classes, but in-person training is so much more. You get so much more out of it than you do on a computer training.
Yeah. Agreed.
I did get signed up. I'm going up in Columbus it's a 1 day in April. I think it might be the 4th. It's a 1 day crisis intervention training. It's their 25th year doing the training. I've been a CIT officer for about 15 years, and haven't been back to any training since I took the original. But that's all. I mean, it's a 1 day course. It's all taken care of. I did get the decals. I know they're too red, but
I think they look great.
the decals that are going to go on the cruisers, I still have to look at whether I'm going to put them on both sides or just put one on the back. But we got those so that I can get those put on the cruisers. I was talking with one of our officers whose bulletproof vest is a level 2, and that's not a good thing. I mean, we should have nothing less than a level 3. Vests are expensive. They're about $1,300 a piece. But what they did tell me is they can make it's a level 3A plate that goes inside. It's a soft cover that goes inside the vest that would basically turn our current vests into level 3 vests or level 3A vests for $80 to $90 a trauma plate, which obviously is much better than $1,300 to get them refitted. We just have to, when we get refitted, we just have to make sure we get the 3A.
What are the ages on the current ones? No.
That I don't know. I just got fitted for mine because my vest is about 15 years old. They are good for 10, but anything's better than nothing. But I got fitted for mine, and I think it was 13, a little over 1,300. There are grants through the Attorney General's office that basically we get 75% of that back once we submit the payment for it. So I don't know with the new guys coming in. The one officer that I'm looking at, he is a current officer, so he's probably got his own vest that he wears, and because he's going to stay at his other job as well. The other person is no longer in law enforcement. Has been out for a couple years, so we're probably going to have to get her fitted for a vest.
But that 75% reimbursement, that doesn't have a limit on it, does it, Jeff?
It's basically once we turn in, it's so many, and I don't know the exact figures that we can get a year, but it's basically we pay for the vest, we submit the bill to the Attorney General's office, and they reimburse us 75% of that.
Okay.
Did we not get 5,000 from Speedway for vest
what I thought we did.
not too long ago? So, Miranda, do you remember?
I think
3
you
or 4
did.
I just said we haven't gotten anything recently from
Yeah, it seemed
Speedway.
like about
so
3 years
it's
ago.
been- It's been a while.
Yeah. If
Miranda, do you know what level yours is?
we could check into that and the age before we buy the plates, and if not, then I'd say look at brand new vests possibly rather than trying to plate them up.
Yeah.
And that, we can maybe talk about getting a public safety committee meeting here when we get to that
Yeah.
today, so.
Yeah, we may want to document what we have and who has, just so we know what we have and who has what to make sure.
Because there's a lot of old vests out there.
Yeah,
They're- Yeah.
my personal opinion is they're old and they're not. what
Well,
we
and
need. They
their
should probably
vests are
get rid of
fitted
them.
for the person.
They are.
I mean, they're fitted for the
Personalized.
individual. Especially when you're talking about male vests versus female vests.
Right.
You trying to say?
Okay.
So,
Wow.
other than that, I don't have anything else.
Questions for Jeff? Thank you. Good report. Appreciate it.
I just want to say that I heard today that many people have been saying that Jeff's doing a great job. So I just put that on the record.
You as
And I'm
well.
not
Thank
paying
you.
anybody.
So we'll go under old business, appointment of board members. And Mr. Hannah, I'll turn that over to you for the executive session request.
Can we do the committee report first for the
Oh.
public safety?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What about April 15th at 6 o'clock? We've not had one of those meetings for quite a while, and that would involve you, Jeff.
Let's see.
15%.
Yeah.
Am I on that one?
Who's on there? Yeah.
Hold on a second, I'll show you.
I think it's Paul and
Public
Oh,
safety,
excuse me.
Ben, or is it Brenda?
yeah, Paul and me
Okay.
and
Yes.
Rick.
You're not on that one?
That's fine. That works for me so far, as long as I don't have a funeral.
Yeah.
Can't you plan?
Ooh, that was close.
People don't die on schedule.
What was the date again? I'm sorry.
April
April
15th.
15th at
6
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
Yeah. We'll
And-
talk, that'll be for equipment training and essential needs for the police department, public safety area. Okay. Now I'd like to make a motion for, let's go into executive session or talk about appointments to various council or committees within the village.
So moved.
Second. However.
Call the roll.
6:36.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yeah.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
6:36.
Motion to return.
I want to do.
Second.
Second.
Beat ya.
Jeremy beat you.
Robin's
Third.
even here.
Rob a chance here.
Who made the motion to enter?
Rick
Who
and
seconded?
Jeremy.
I did.
Jeremy did.
Jeremy.
6:57.
Call the roll, please.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Okay, we'll make the following recommendations or motion to accept the appointment of Tammy Collins, moving from zoning to planning commission. Scott Perrell, moving from alternate number 1 on to being a regular on the Board of Zoning Appeals. Jason Robeson will move as alternate number 2. Chuck Wazak will move as alternate number 1 on the Board of Zoning Appeals respectively.
And all other members will stay the same.
Correct.
May I have a copy of that afterward?
If you can read it, you got it.
That was the motion. I'll second the motion.
Do we have any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes. Motion.
Motion to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
We may,
Wait,
Oh. What?
You
It
said
is?
that?
second it, please.
we may have something to discuss before we.
Oh.
Okay.
So I looked at the purchase or the agreement that was with Flock. And you guys voted to allow us to do the 60-day free trial.
Correct.
The contract for this is to actually enter into the purchase contract.
Oh, we don't
Before
want
the
that.
60-day period, we have an opt-out option without any, financial responsibility. But I would have to certify that we have the funds. And I need you guys to know that that's what we would be
Do
voting
you
on.
want me to withdraw my motion? Would that be better?
You can withdraw your motion, you can amend it if you want me to enter the purchase contract, but to get this free trial, we have to enter into the purchase contract, say, for these cameras.
So we need some type of an agreement that doesn't require us to do that.
That would be a
It
better
does
way
not
to go.
require us to enter
Enter
the
into
purchase
anything
agreement.
financially.
So what
Yes.
they provided is just the purchase contract that we can
But
opt
you're not
out.
ready for that yet, correct?
I mean, he's ready for it if we say yes, but I don't think we are saying that we want to spend $15,000 on it. But that's what we would be saying. We would just be able to opt out within 60 days.
Yeah.
So let's leave it where it's at. Let's go back to them and say, we want a contract that, basically, that doesn't have a financial tie with it.
Well, secondarily, we also need to get a clarification from the school about their portion, if that would be their $7,500 or whether we're going the whole 15,000.
Well, and then again, they're looking at it as far as if they can file for their grants, safety grants.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, maybe that can be done during the free trial period. I don't know how long that takes, but.
Right, and I don't know either.
I'm just looking for us to, and we all agreed on it, to get them installed, see how they're going to work. I don't want any financial
Correct.
ties associated with the contract.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to enter into
So-
a purchasing agreement.
So we won't sign that contract, but let's see if they have,
I'll give him a call
Yeah.
tomorrow and see if we can't get a different.
Yeah,
that doesn't obligate us anyway.
You
So-
want to call him? I'll give you the phone number.
I'll
Okay.
call him. I don't have a problem calling him. I have materials background.
Mr. Storm, do we have the money to do it if we decide to do it? And I'm including the yearly fee of $15,000 also?
We do not have the appropriation for it this year, because this would have to come out of capital funds from the police, and that was spent on the carport. Now, we could move money around, or we could increase appropriations when we have cash in the bank, but we don't have an appropriation line for it,
Okay.
or appropriations currently that could cover it.
So are you guys with us good going back and,
To
Yes.
find-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you want me to
Without-
withdraw my motion then?
I think the motion can stand because it will allow you to enter into an agreement to do it for free,
Do discussion.
the trial period. This would be contractually binding us to purchase
Yes.
it with the knowledge that we could back out. And
Right.
that's not what you voted on, and
thank you.
wanted you to have a heads up.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Thank you.
So now, do we have a
Motion to adjourn.
Need a second?
Jeremy?
Somebody?
Go for it.
Jeremy?
He doesn't want to. Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.